My name is Mike Christopher, and this is an introduction to the iAngler mobile app by Angler Action. The iAngler mobile app, available on Apple devices and Android devices, allows recreational anglers to keep electronic logbooks of their fishing trips and fishing catches. This information actually syncs online with the Angler Action web portal. So now you can have your fishing records online and accessible via the internet or on your mobile device. You can download the iAngler mobile app from iTunes or Google Play. Once it's installed on your device, you'll select the Angler Action logo. A splash screen will be presented, and it will be followed by the login screen. If you're already a member or already enrolled in the Angler Action program, your username and password for the web portal will also work on the mobile device. If you're new to the Angler Action program, you'll want to select the option to register. That will present you with the screen options to actually register as a member of the Angler Action program. Right away, you'll be able to use both the iAngler mobile app and the Angler Action web portal online. If you're already a member of the program, go ahead and key in your user ID and your password and log in. If you're logging in for the first time, the app will automatically sync to pull down your records from the Angler Action web portal. You now have the ability to, along with your user information, include a picture of yourself. You can choose a picture from a number of different locations or devices, but you can actually post a picture with your profile both online and on your device. Some of the changes that you'll see in this new version are the home screen tab down here at the bottom that allows you to access your previous records. You'll be able to scroll through all the trips that you currently have available on the device, and when synchronized, you'll also see those trips online. Now, if I select one of my trips, it will actually bring up the information about the trip, details on whether it was a saltwater, freshwater fishing trip, number of anglers, how long we fished, our fishing method, and then also any affiliation or group that I'm actually fishing with. If I select the summary record, the star at the bottom of the screen, that actually displays all the locations that I fished while I was actually on that trip. And you'll notice it also records the latitude and longitude for that location and information about what I caught at that particular location. Now, at this particular seawall, if we click on that record, you can see that I caught a jack crevalle, and I also attached two pictures to that record. We have detail about how many we caught, how many we kept, released, and if there's slot information that's required, that also is input. We also have pictures available of what I caught. Those pictures can either be selected and added to the record either directly through the app, or I can actually take pictures with my camera and add those records in later on. I can also record detailed information about the length, weight of the fish, particularly for those released, and those that were kept. I also can scroll through all the additional locations that I fished in on that trip and bring up similar information. I can also view any comments that were added during that trip, and at the end I can actually submit that trip and post it. After a trip is posted, you'll always want to be sure to synchronize your mobile app with the actual Angler Action web portal so that it's actually recorded online. You'll select the sync button at the lower left-hand corner, and you'll take the option to synchronize trips. It's usually a good idea on an occasional basis to synchronize all, and that also updates the options that are available through the iAngler mobile app. This includes new fish species, new fishing options, new information, and new features that have been added to the app. By selecting the option to add trip, you can actually build your trip information. Select where you're going to be fishing, the number of anglers, and it's going to require things like how long you've been fishing and how long you're going to be fishing in that trip. We'll submit the record, and then it'll ask us for our location. We can either get the location from the device GPS, or we can actually choose from a map to verify exactly where we are. We can actually move the pin to a specific location, and it will record our latitude and longitude for that spot. We can actually name that spot, and we can actually designate that spot as one of our favorites. That way it'll be recorded and we can bring that information up later. We can also add additional comments about that particular spot and about that particular fishing trip. After we've recorded the location, we can start recording the catch. Based on the type of fishing trip, whether it's freshwater or saltwater, those are the species that are presented, and I can actually select what we're actually fishing for. If I select drums and croakers, those particular species are actually presented, and I can actually choose options from there on exactly what I caught. I want to specify how many hours I targeted that species during the trip, and then I can record how many I caught, how many were underslot, inslot, or overslot, and in this case we'll say the two that I caught, one was inslot, one was overslot. I didn't keep any, and I released both of those. I'll press the option to submit, and that catch record is recorded. At this point, I can either add another catch, or I can go in and add an additional detail on the length and weight for the fish that I kept or released, and I can also add picture information or edit that information for that particular catch and what happened at that particular spot. And I would do this throughout the trip, or this could be done after the trip when you get back to shore. If you don't want to pull your camera out, you can still take pictures, and afterwards, using this icon, add pictures from your camera roll. And those will be tied to the record. Once the trip is done, you can actually say done. That trip is actually recorded, and it will show up on your device. Now, you're not finished until you actually take the option to synchronize, and you synchronize that trip, and we'll actually send that trip to the Angler Action web portal. Now, some additional features that are available. Some additional features that are available on the system are, by selecting the flag icon at the bottom, we can display all of our favorite spots. These are the spots that I fished in Texas. And you can also see the spots that I fished in Florida. And this map can be adjusted to focus in and out. Along with that, we can also see any of the pictures that we have tied to our records, and we can actually blow those up. As you can see, that's my first snook, but all of the pictures that have been attached to a particular, any of our trips will be displayed, and we can view all of those. Something that's new in version 2 of the iAngler app is the quick catch option. If we select quick catch in the middle of the screen, We can take pictures, add information about the trip, and log our catch all within the same screen, and it allows us to actually enter the information quickly. Some of the information you don't have, the optional information you don't have to put in, like the length and weight of the fish. You can actually add that in later on. But that information is recorded, and it allows you to just get the fish out of the water, record the information, and get it back in the water as fast as possible. This has been an overview of version 2 of the iAngler mobile app. If you have any questions, please come to our website, www.angleraction.org.